Welcome to the Satellite Atheism. I'm your host, Nis, and this is my friend Phil. Say hello, Phil.
Hi, everybody.
So, before we get to tonight's experiment, we have to do our invention. Phil, I think you're in charge of this week's experiment, right?
Yes, so I was asked for a way to help atheists argue against the common Christian argument. I picked Pascal's wager because it makes betting look nerdy and bad. Can you help me?
Sure. Where is it? Oh, of course. Let's read this. Okay. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So basically, I don't believe God exists.
But consider this. If God exists and you don't believe...
We'll be right back.
So gender is just a social construct, and believing in God is a crutch. When you mix them together and give them a whirl, what do you got? Atheist Tea Girl!
Involved that never meet the eye. Let's take the case of Jimmy Barnes.
Oh,
Jimmy
Bucky
played
Barnes' forgotten
baseball
brother.
all afternoon, and he didn't feel like walking home, so he decided to thumb a ride.
Now Jimmy will have to face the wrath of the Gish Gallop.
He'd done it 100 times before, and he didn't think anything was unusual when the driver struck up a friendly conversation. In fact, he seemed like a real nice guy. He asked Jimmy if he played baseball in the park often. Jimmy told him they practiced 3 times a week and played a rival group on Friday afternoon. The stranger was a good listener, too, and it only seemed minutes before they pulled up in front of Jimmy's house.
So Jimmy, have you ever thought about how the banana is atheist's worst nightmare?
When Jimmy got out, the stranger gave him a friendly pat.
Wow, Jim Carrey really went all in for his Dr.
He always
Robotnik.
drove by the park on his way home.
Jimmy dear, that goes on the hand and you throw the ball. Throw the ball, Jimmy.
Sure enough, the following day when Jimmy finished playing ball, well, the man was there waiting.
Did you know, Jimmy, without a God, atheists can't have objective morality. Thanks for the Coke,
They
sir.
stopped at a
But why did you
drive-in,
argue with the
stranger
server
treated
over the
him to a
tax?
Coke. During their conversation, he told several off-color jokes.
Do you know what I call the
Jimmy
National
ended up
Geographic, Jimmy?
Well, it made him feel
The National
big, so he
Pornographic.
usually win the confidence of an older person.
Jimmy, these geese are as white as your soul after you accept Jesus. Those are ducks. Shut up, Jimmy.
The following Saturday, they went fishing together. By now, they were using first names. Ralph said it was more friendly.
You know who uses last names? Atheists. Know who else? Hitler. Coincidence, Jimmy? Coincidence? Remember, Jimmy, if you choke on that, I don't carry insurance. See, Jimmy, it's so simple a 6-year-old could do it. This is a squirrel kind, a dog kind, a horse kind.
What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick, a sickness that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious, a sickness of the mind. You see, Ralph was a
Creationists. Gee, Mr. Kent, do we really have to kill something every time we're together? God gave us dominion over those animals, Jimmy. Now go out there and dominion them. Dominion them.
Together. Ralph was generous and took Jimmy.
Once I buy this place, I'm planning to put out cardboard dinosaurs right here. What do you think?
He bought presents and even gave him money, but payments were expected in return. You see,
I've got
Jimmy
Science So
hadn't
Falsely Called
recognized
on
Ralph's
DVD.
approach soon
Cut
enough.
scenes Vice
When
Rhino
Ralph
only wish
first
he
asked
had.
Jimmy to go fishing alone, he should have discussed it with his parents or teacher. Finally, Jimmy told his parents, and they reported it to the juvenile authorities. Ralph was arrested, and Jimmy was released on probation. And
Jokes aside, the victim of statutory rape got probation.
But
Creationists.
are not passive.
Creationists, like pedophiles, know where to hunt for children.
In the heat of competition, no one noticed the man who sat and watched.
I'll go on my way.
When the game broke
I'll
up,
build an ark.
and the others
What do you
left,
think of that?
Mike
Crikey!
decided to stay and practice a little longer. The stranger joined him. He was friendly and, well, it was better than playing alone. But after a few shots, Mike realized he had already overstayed his time and suggested he better leave. The stranger told him if he'd like to stay longer, he'd be glad to drive him home when they finished. Sounded great to Mike. Chance to play longer and get a ride home, too. When they finished, the stranger told him...
Yeah, say this watch. Someone had to make it.
The companionship, the praise, the friendly attitude dispelled any misgivings Mike might have had about going with a stranger. He probably never realized until too late that he was riding in the shadow of death. But sometime that evening, Mike Merrick traded his life for a newspaper headline.
Extra, extra! Local boy discovers bodies hidden under Ark and Creation Museum. To be given keys to the city!
As Denny and Jerry got the papers ready for Jerry's afternoon delivery, they only casually noticed the two boys that raced by in the afternoon traffic, and they didn't pay much attention to the car that drew up shortly afterwards until the man called them over. Had two boys been by on bicycles? The boys nodded they had. Could they recognize them if they saw them again? Well, Denny guessed he could. Then hop in, the man said. Those are stolen bikes. Without giving it another thought, Denny got in and the car sped away. Jerry watched. He'd been told many times, if a friend got in a car with a stranger, to write down the license number. It didn't seem to apply, but, well, fortunately, he marked it down.
Whoop, there went the number.
When he delivered a paper to Denny's house, he asked his mother if they'd caught the boys that had stolen the bicycles. Denny hadn't returned, so he told her the story and gave her the paper with the license number. Being a careful parent, she decided to call the police. Jerry said
Dun, 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 dun.
always get the license number. And as
Were the cops patrolling a
strangers
dead-end
take
street?
the young person off alone, no matter what they tell you. Public restrooms can often be a hangout for the
Creationists.
friends hadn't noticed the man who had been in the
No trans people in the men's room. I better go check out the girls' room now.
Shortcut under the pier, but the others preferred to take the more traveled way home.
Glasses? Beach? Pier? Wait, this guy's one dog short of a Ray Comfort.
When Bobby recognized the stranger as the man in the restroom, the shortcut under the pier didn't
You
seem
can't leave
friendly
yet.
at all.
You still have to tour the Creationism Museum. Oh my god, guys, Ray Comfort just told me I've broken 4 out of 10 commandments. I'm going to try for a high score.
It may have saved his life. The decision is always yours, and your whole future may depend on making the right one. So no matter where you meet a stranger, be careful if they are too friendly, if they try to win your confidence too quickly, and if they become overly personal. One never knows when the
Creationists.
He may appear normal, and it may be too late when you discover he is mentally ill. So keep with your group, and don't go off alone with strangers unless you have the permission of your parent or teacher.
Also, be sure to check me out on Xcode Baby's channel. I'll put a link in the description. She gave me a Misplaced Faith test to see if we could guess if the laws came from the Bible, the Quran, or the United States. It was a fun time taping, and I enjoyed interacting with them. So be sure to check them both out. I'll put the links to both of their channels in my comments. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I hope you like and subscribe, and be sure to ring that bell so you know when I'm putting out new videos. And I'm really sorry, Phil, for what I did to you. You forgive me? Good. And I hope all y'all have a great day.